Alright, so we're coming up on a little double light hill climb section here, and so it might be a good opportunity to talk about timing lights. It also might be a good opportunity to talk about how to use the accelerator. I don't have access to an automatic transmission for my commute in, so I'll just try and speak to that when that comes up. Okay, here is an orange light. This is going to turn into a red light, and we're going to have to sit and wait. So cool. I'm going to try and get all of that momentum. I can regeneratively brake up until 19 miles an hour, then the car just turns off. So right now, that little green box that's blinking there means that the engine has auto-stopped. With the green light, we're going to go. So I'm going to use kind of quite a bit of throttle and accelerate relatively fast. But then again, the world just said no. Bad idea, because I just ran into this red light. So some of that I just burned, some of that gas I had to waste. So here I am again, stopped at this red light in Hudson. And the engine on the car is stopped. Cars that don't do this, you can just turn the ignition off and then back on, and the car sits there without wasting gas idling, which is totally cool. Because idling is 0 miles per gallon, and that averages in. So when the light turns green, which it will in now, I'm going to accelerate relatively fast. I'm going to try and keep my RPMs around 2,000, which the BSFC chart says is pretty good business. And once I reach my speed, now I'm in 5th gear, I'm going to throttle way back and put the engine in neutral. So here we are reaching this hill. I'm going to choose a gear to climb this hill. That'll get me over the hill at the speed that I want to go, with the accelerator pretty much full open. So I'm under 2,000 RPMs, but I am going the speed that I want to go, which is about 37, 39. And so we're over the hill, and now the car is in neutral. I'm actually going to turn the engine off. There. And back on. So right now, the car is off, and we're just coasting. Not all cars love to do this. This particular car loves it, but infinite miles per gallon. And we can coast down this hill for quite a while and still keep a very comfortable traffic speed, so people behind me don't get angry. I don't run into the people in front of me, and I don't want to coast down much slower than traffic. So right now, turning the car back on, putting it in 4th gear to get up this little rise while accelerating, and now back into 5th gear, and that little exciting section is through, with these rolling up and downs, relatively flat, relatively slow road. This car has a feature called lean burn, where it detects that the engine is not being used very hard, and it says, okay, we'll feed you less gas per unit of air. And it has a couple extra catalytic converter parts to be able to handle the type of exhaust that makes. But what it allows the car to do is run with the throttle much further open at the same power output, which actually means that it's much more efficient. So right now, 40 miles per gallon, I'm sorry, no, that's not true. 40 miles per hour, 110 110, 115 miles per gallon, and we're just cruising. This is a lot of what the commute into work is like. Just kind of sitting there right around 100 miles per gallon up the little hills here, and that number drops, the speed drops a little once the hill starts going down. That number will come back up, and that little green thing over onto the right side indicates that the battery is charging. So the battery is also getting in on this action. It senses that the engine's not being used very hard and says, hey, I can store some of this in the battery packs and pull a little harder on the engine, which it knows is a little more efficient than letting the engine just run at low load, and that's fantastic. So just cruising, getting good mileage. Another way we could be doing this is called pulse and glide, but that's not a very traffic-friendly method of driving, and I just want to get to work at this point.